Hello everyone. Before we get started, make sure to like and subscribe, and leave a comment saying where you're from and when you watched. That way, YouTube will continue to show you stories like this. Now, let's get started. Asterisk after Anna mysteriously disappeared in the ancient communal house. The village was no longer as peaceful as before. The villagers gradually felt the presence of something unusual. At night, the wind whistled through the fields. The wedding bells echoed, ringing as a reminder that the wedding was never completed. Chilling scares haunted the villagers. They believed that the soul of the forgotten bride was searching for her lost groom, and would not stop until she found him. At first, people thought this was just a coincidence, but as time went on, the phenomenon became more and more terrifying. Children passing by the ancient communal house often said that they saw a woman in a white dress standing in the middle of the yard, her eyes deep black, holding a bouquet of withered flowers. When they called their parents, the scene disappeared, leaving only a cold wind blowing through the rotten wooden doors. Some curious adults wanted to verify, but all returned with pale faces and absolute silence, not daring to recount what they had witnessed. Horror stories spread everywhere, turning the village into a land where strangers did not dare to stop after dusk. One night, a couple from another region passed through the village and asked for shelter. They did not believe the wild stories, so they chose the ancient communal house as their resting place, because they thought it was just an abandoned building. The villagers tried to stop them, but they laughed and still went inside. That night, it rained lightly. Thunder and lightning tore across the sky. People heard sobbing echoing from the ancient communal house, mixed with mournful wedding music. The next morning, the communal house was empty. No one saw the couple again. A few days later, people found a pair of bride's shoes and an old wedding ring on the vacant lot next to the communal house. Those ghost stories made the whole village even more terrified. Gradually, no one dared to approach the communal house after dark. Children were strictly forbidden, and adults only passed by during the day. However, every moonlit night, the lights from inside the temple would light up. Shadowy figures would pass by the door, and the sound of laughter and chatter would echo. Some people swore they heard the master of ceremonies shouting loudly, announcing the marriage, but immediately after that, there was a painful scream that made their skin crawl. People believed that the ghost wedding ceremony would repeat itself, over and over again, forever without end. Many years later, an old shaman from another region heard the news and came to the village. He claimed that he would help the villagers escape the haunting. During the night, he brought bells, a bagua mirror, and charms to the ancient temple. The villagers gathered outside, holding their breath, waiting. They heard the loud ringing of bells, the chanting of spells, and the sound of wailing. A moment later, a fierce wind blew up, blowing away the moss-covered tiled roof. From inside came a creepy laugh, as if hundreds of ghostly guests were singing in unison. The next morning, the door of the communal house was wide open. Only a half-burned talisman remained inside. The shaman disappeared without a trace. From then on, the villagers believed that Anna's ghost was more powerful than any ritual than another chilling scare. A group of scholars who wanted to record the legend came to the village. They brought paper, pens, and cameras, determined to prove that everything was just superstition. They asked the villagers for permission to spend the night in a house near the old communal house. At midnight, they heard a gentle knock on the door. When they opened it, there was no one, only an old wedding bouquet placed on the porch. The group trembled, but still tried to stay calm. By morning, one of them was missing, and on the table was only a notebook with scribbled lines. "I have to go. Anna is calling me." Those haunted stories made all efforts to understand end with loss and fear. People began to realize that anyone who tried to anger or deny the existence of the forgotten bride would meet a tragic end. From then on, the village had an unwritten rule. Absolutely do not mention Anna's name when the full moon is high. If you accidentally say it, you will probably hear light footsteps following, and when you turn around, the bride in a white dress will be standing there, smiling. Horror stories like that haunt the whole village. However, the strangest thing is that some people claim to have talked to her. They say that Anna did not want to harm anyone. She was just looking for her husband. The pain of being forgotten has turned her into a vengeful spirit, trapped in the unfinished wedding night. If someone can replace the groom, perhaps she will be freed. But would anyone dare to sacrifice themselves in a ghost wedding? That question hangs in the air, leaving a chilling fear every time the night falls. Tonight, the bells echo from the ancient temple. A thick white mist covered the entire path, and people saw a hazy silhouette of a wedding procession entering. In the midst of that hazy scene, the bride Anna appeared, her eyes glowing red like coals, her voice whispering over and over again, "You will come, you will definitely come." What mystery was waiting behind, and who would be the next victim of this haunted ghost wedding?